Are you tired of seeing reviews and guides that just won't get to the point? Well, too bad, because you're getting one. It was cold. Very cold. Hentai sites were taken down one by one, and anime was completely banned. Instead of saving resources, we built coal-hungry war machines. They weren't really fast. I made a friend called Miss Ladybug. She was a cold-hearted bitch. This was my home. This is me. Left out as usual when others were out having fun, but that was a blessing in disguise. They all died for some reason and kept cooking dogs and other animals in their fires. But we were strong. We killed this woman to show our dominance. We built more war machines because why not? We left our homes and started to head north. We roamed for weeks, maybe months. But I knew he was out there, our savior, bringer of justice, my future lover and husband, Doyle Davidson. He must be here somewhere. We had hope. We had hope to push forward, slowly, step by step. We knew the cost of our journey. Electing me as the leader was the best goddamn decision they ever made. Some fell for good, but this was something I was willing to accept 1,000 times. Finally, the time has come to build the last hentai haven on Earth. The first thing our city needed was heat. Bring it on, boys. This shit is so lit. We need to gather coal to keep it rolling. This was just one of the many difficult choices we had to make. Workers were needed. We had two options: build child shelters so our future generation will be safe and sound, or adopt child labor. This time, choice was easy. I didn't make all these sacrifices just to have incel neckbeards living freely in my city. The children will work. People were not happy, but they will learn to appreciate my command in due time. The children would make excellent hunters, except that wasn't allowed yet. So I made them run the kitchen. Our fight for the cold had just begun. It was time for another choice. Add sawdust to meals or make soup. I chose soup because I have a heart, unlike Ruth. Ruth will be getting sawdust soup. Our next choice was a natural one. We could preemptively build cemeteries, learn new treatments, or adapt emergency shifts. We will build fighting arenas. We had to start transitioning all that soup into muscles. Every Saturday the children would fight, and the strongest would get an off day. A child was injured at work. We scold such behavior. Just like anime, injuries will fade away from your child with a good beating. Then came the overprotective mothers. She refused to let her child work, afraid that she would get injured. We scolded the mother and then her child. The soup isn't going to prepare itself. It was time to research coal thumpers. Automation was the key in a thriving city. Our next choice: sustain ill patients or cut their limbs off. As I said before, the soup isn't gonna prepare itself. I had just noticed a major problem. Our people were not reproducing. Men looked at their wives in disgust. No sex was had in months. I could heat up their homes so sex would be possible, but that wasn't the issue. A normal man would fuck no matter how cold it was. We needed that semen. We needed new workers. We researched drawing boards and put our best Rule 34 artists to work. Soon, the semen will be overflowing. The artist left for a journey to look for inspiration. Our next choice was also an easy one. Public houses, because alcohol makes people horny. After thinking for a while, I decided that the best spot for a coal thumper was in the backyard of our cookhouse. It didn't take long until our artists had found something. They found people who were described as dressed in a weird way. We have no fashion sense here, so we accept them. Next, we researched sawmill, because Ruth got addicted to sawdust and we are running out. We built care houses for the gravely ill and amputees, told them they would be taken care of and they'd have a warm bed to sleep on. We lied. We just wanted more soup for the working class. We had a problem. The coal was running out. We had another problem. The group of people our artists found, they were furries, led by DaddyOFive. People were immediately scared. Furries kept shitting on the streets and eating all the dog food, which were meant to be used in the care house. Everything was falling apart. The generator was shutting down. We witnessed our first death. We had no graveyards, but we had furries. Under DaddyOFive's command, we turned them into bloodhounds to clear the deceased, but that caused more problems. We kept finding the bodies behind our backyards, half buried and covered in semen. This is a disaster. People kept freezing to death. We were quickly running out of supplies. Hope was falling. The drawing boards were finally researched, but all of our papers and wooden planks were used to build litter boxes. There was nothing I could do. I could only watch as everything I built came crushing down. All of our dreams, all of our aspirations were wiped away with the cold. Homes were freezing, the heating was off. I tried to cry, but the tears froze immediately in my eyes. I tried to save the children, but DaddyOFive kept saying that they should be working and beaten for half-assed jobs. People were hungry. I vowed to feed them and stockpile more food, but that never happened. I was cast out by the furries. I was cast out from my home. If only I could have known where it all went wrong. I don't blame my citizens. I don't even blame the women or children. I blame me for taking in the weird people and their weird leader. I am sorry. I have failed you all. I did my best.